Alan, tell me about why you're here today.
Well, I go around the country speaking about child abuse because I'm predominantly from a child abuse background. All my family are abused in state welfare. I often carry photographs like this. This is a picture of the young Alan Merritt.
Okay.
And this little boy couldn't speak out. The adult will speak out, will carry on speaking out.
Okay.
If you look at the hurt in that little boy's eyes, that boy was controlled. We're controlled today, so it's still going on.
Yeah.
I have pictures of all my family, all abused in state institutions. Here's a picture of me with other children from the kids' home that I was in. There was a children's home called Beach Home. And if you see in the background, there's a guy standing at the back there, Mr. Whiteman, this guy here.
Okay.
He was one of 7 abusers that I had in that children's home.
Yeah, okay.
Right. Now what they did with you as a child, let me just show you some photographs. So it gives you a better idea and a better picture, because you're seeing it in real life talking to me as an adult, and in real life. Just look at her, my sister Margie. She was in Beach Home as well. That's her leaving.
You look alike, don't you?
Yeah, that's my sister. If you see me and my sister there, you can see the likeness. And then if I go like this, you can see the hurt in our eyes. If you look at both our eyes in that picture are abused in state institutions.
Yeah.
And you can see the hurt in our children's eyes, those children's eyes. So she was, and the trouble is what they did with us, I was in 5 children's homes from the age of 0 to 6. It was called respite care, where they deemed your parents weren't suitable for looking after you. You was found wandering on the streets of London, standing outside public houses, and your parents neglected you. My father beat me with a leather belt at 4 years of age. So my abuse started at home. My mother used to hit me over the head with stilettos. I was the youngest of 4, and basically felt like I was the runt of the litter. My dad beat me badly when I was a child. And sometimes when I do talk and go to events, I sometimes get emotional because this is my sister when she grew up, Margie. That's the same girl that you can see in her photograph.
Yeah.
Who would harm a girl like that? Why would you want to abuse? Why would you want to? I can't understand for the life of me why you would, an adult, want to beat. Mine's physical, mental, psychological, everything that you can throw at it. It's all abuse, and what I did, I'll talk about it today and show some photographs, but, what they did to you, there's me and my brother, also in the same children's home, both abused. They used to make you wear this brown uniform and brown and yellow ties. This is outside them, and they said, smile, they forced you to do it. They starved you. If you didn't eat, they took the meals away from you, they put it back in front of you the next day.
You have to do what you need to do.
You had to do to survive, well said. And then they put you. It's my sister Anne, my oldest sister Anne. We used to call her Mummy Anne because she was all of our eyes are the same. All got hurt in them from what they did to us. This is what they used to do to us as children. They used to dress you in shorts like this, and the backs of your legs. They used to slap the backs of your legs. It was a form of easy punishment. If they slapped the backs of your legs, it stung like mad. They used to whack you around the ear. They used to whack you around the back of the head. And they used to punch you, beat you. In my case, they used carbolic soap. Carbolic soap was an industrial soap made by Lever Brothers in Liverpool. And carbolic soap was an acidy type of soap they used to use to scrub the floors. So what they used to do is take you to the bathrooms. The bathrooms were the torture chambers, and they used to abuse you physically, mentally, and sexually in the bathrooms. The bathrooms, they used to waterboard you. They used to use carbolic soap. And this is saying, wash your mouth out with soap. That's a very, very true saying. Because with this carbolic soap, which is an industrial soap they used to use to scrub the floors, the floor scrubbing brushes that they used to scrub the floors with the carbolic soap, they scrub the floors. They used to scrub your back and take the skin off your back. And it used to be red raw. And then they used to put this rubbing the soap into your wounds, put it in your mouth, wash your eyes. It used to burn your eyes, used to burn your mouth, and it was torture. Absolutely.
What you've been through is horrific, really severe abuse. Talking about it now and doing what you're doing, is that something that's helped you? Because it must be traumatic for you, reliving this.
It's a good point, actually, because it is traumatic to talk about it for the simple reason is I ain't the only one. My whole family were put in a children's home called Beach Home. They put us all in separate cottages. To this very, very day, we are never a family. We've never been a family again since. They completely destroyed our family fabric. They put me in state institutions, they took their duty of care away, and they put me in harm's way. And in that harm's way, these people who had that duty of care abused you, right? And no government official will stand up and we've asked for a public inquiry into the abuse that happened at Beach Home. Okay, you've got Witherwack. If you said there was 1,700 children's homes or 1,700 councils in this United Kingdom, each council had a children's home, the amount of abuse that went on in this country is absolute, and not one politician will stand up. Why won't they stand up and say anything about it? Because they're part of the problem. You know, I call Westminster Westmonster. You see what you see on television, it's all television. It's all a lie. It's all we're doing is feeding the corporations. They won't stand and talk with people. When the news media's come out, they record everything. So if they film 3 hour an event, you'll get 3 seconds of that. Yeah. And they will cherry pick what they want and mix it so you don't actually sound like what you've given in that interview. Yeah. So
just so you know, we won't do that here today, and that's why we're here today. We want to give people a platform to speak freely, and then it can go out for people to see it. But did you ever get any kind of justice from what happened to you?
No. Not at all, nothing at all. I've been in front of, I've written to every single politician, all Labour councillors, all MPs in Parliament, and then they turn around and use the districts. You're not in my constituency, so on.
They can actually overrule that though if the MP agrees to.
There was an MP called Nigel Huddleston. I think he's still an MP today, and sorry guys.
You all right?
He looked at the child because there is Theresa May was handed the interim child abuse report in 10 Downing Street by survivors, and she was handed it, but she wouldn't do nothing about it because her father, Herbert Brazier, was an abuser in the Catholic Church. So when we talk about politicians, if you look at their history, and it's just so strange, everywhere you look and everything, if you start looking into things, the corruption goes way, way back. Yeah. And you can go back.
And right to the top.
Yeah, and if you go back, even if we're talking about Theresa May, and we talk about Herbert Brazier, her father goes back to the times of Clement Attlee. Yeah. So how horrific is the abuse? It's absolutely tremendous what they do, horrendous what they do to our children. And they put us in harm's way, and they punish us sexually, physically and mentally, torture us. You know?
And we know as well through evidence that politicians have directly been involved in abusing children.
Yeah, well, when we talk about the Ted Heaths, the Leon Brettons, Watsons, and you name it, they're all involved somewhere along the way with the paedophile ring of Westminster. And I camped in London, so I know Dolphin Square, I know Elm's Guest House, I know about the bodies being found in the Thames, I know about Coostock. I drove there as a cab driver. Coostock was seeing Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew went to basement flats in Belgravia. Melanie Shaw went to that flat in Belgravia. She was abused, right, by the likes of said name. She had a photographic memory. She remembered different in her place. She was incarcerated for speaking out about her abusers. This is what they do. They try to shut you up and incarcerate you for speaking out about it. They don't let you. This is our freedoms. We don't.
I must admit, I've seen, in, you know, not just around the country, but to myself as well. When you are vocal on something around corruption, child abuse, people will go to extreme lengths to try and shut you up. There's a lot of talk at the minute saying we don't have freedom of speech. Do you think we do?
No, absolutely not. I don't think we do. Not at all. I think it's all controlled, and it's how they want to see it. And if you seem to be a threat to them, they will come after you. I've actually been lucky. I've only ever faced one go on a volunteer at a police station, and as soon as I went there, they read me my rights, and then therefore I stayed under common law jurisdiction and turned around and said to me, well, now you've read me my rights, I will remain silent. And that's how, the only way I find is the easiest way to do. Once they read your rights, just don't say nothing. Even if you say no comment, right, they're going to write that down anyway. If you say nothing, what can they write down? No comment. So just get on with it. And I found they incarcerate you and they will lock you up for so many hours, and they just try to punish you to turn around and say, we have issues with you, this is what we do, we can take your liberty away from you. And this is what I find is all wrong with the state. They won't listen, but they're quick to incarcerate you.
So let's talk about the mainstream media. There's a lot of hate towards mainstream media around the country. I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of them either at the minute. What do you think to them?
I think they're all lies. I think they're complete and utter lies. I don't believe in it. Listen, I have a problem with Andrew Bridgen and Nigel Farage because at the end of the day, they were still a part of the scandemic. You know what I mean? And they're not actually telling you the full truth and the full story. You know, they're hiding behind certain reasons. There are people, more and more people waking up. But at the end of the day, we're still hiding a lot of dark secrets out there. And the reason why there's a lot of dark secrets is because politicians don't do nothing about it. Where are all these public inquiries into these children? Just we're talking about, over the years, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of children being abused by the state.
Yeah.
That's crimes not only against our children, but crimes against humanity.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. If there's any politicians watching this, what would you like to say to them?
Invite me into Parliament. I'll come and speak to you about child abuse. I wish an MP would invite me into Parliament so I can speak to it. They can have first hand. And I will ask that MP a straight question is, why do you not do anything about child abuse? And they don't do anything about it for the simple reason is that they cover their own backs, right? They can't be seen in their circles to be with people and for the opposition. It's like a domino effect. All of it has a knock-on effect.
Yeah. So if you're in charge and you're making decisions for the country, what would you put in place?
Close Westminster down, I think.
Can we shut media down as well?
Yeah, I'll try. Listen, none of them are any good. Until we change the system that we've got now, the two-tier system does not work. The two-tier party system doesn't work for a long time. You've got people that have got university degrees. How on earth do you know about life and university? You've got to live life. The best university in life is the one you walk down, the road you actually walk down. You come to a T-junction in life, you go left, right, or whatever the case might be. That is your life decision. Do you learn that in a university? I don't think you do. You know, our teachers might be highly educated, but they've got no common sense. I find our politicians don't have any common sense. They don't know nothing about the common person. Do they go through a council estate? Do they stand at a bus stop? Do they do what we actually do? None of them do anything what we do. And they're supposed to be there to represent us. And they do far from that. They don't represent us at all. They're not representatives of the true people of this country.
Do you think that, they actually represent and understand the people?
No. Absolutely, full stop. No, I understand. I've got no. How can you be a multi-millionaire and stand for the likes of people that are going to a football match today? We've got a match in Sunderland where you're playing a local team, Middlesbrough. How can you represent people like from Sunderland and Middlesbrough and actually turn around? And we've already got one's got a corporate ticket to Arsenal, our Prime Minister, right? And he's saying stupid interviews like, "Well, I've got to have a private box for my own security." Well, you shouldn't be such an idiot. And you shouldn't be such a paedophile protector, and you should live in the real world and talk to the likes of me, a child abuse survivor, to find out what happened and where we go from here, and start answering to the people that have had no justice and let them have a voice and then learn from the real people. Come back down to earth and get off that cloud, the higher up that you are, and live in the real world and not this false pretense that you think you know when you know nothing.
Well, I'd like to thank you, the survivor, for speaking out and, trying to raise awareness, and thank you. And thank you for speaking to me today. Take care of yourself.
Yes.
Thank you. That was great. I loved that.